Hi guys, my name's Keith and I'm the Admin and Finance Officer at New Youth for Christ. Today we're looking at Mark chapter 10 verses 46 to 52, and we find Jesus and the disciples with a large crowd leaving Jericho. Now by the side of the road there's a guy called Bartimaeus who's sitting, and he is blind, and he's sitting begging by the side of the road. So here we have a blind beggar sitting trying to obviously beg money from people. So he's like the lowest of the low. He's sitting there and he hears this crowd coming, and then he finds out that the crowd is following Jesus. So he starts shouting out, he's shouting out, "Jesus, have mercy on me." And it says in the Bible that loads of people are telling him to be quiet and to shut up, but he doesn't. He keeps shouting. He's persistent, and the reason he's persistent is because he's desperate, and he's shouting out, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And it says that Jesus hears him and he calls him over. So the crowd say, "Go on over, he's calling you." And it says that Bartimaeus jumps up. He doesn't just slowly get up, he jumps up. He really wants to get there, and he gets over to where Jesus is. And Jesus simply asks him, "Bartimaeus, what do you want?" Of which obviously Bartimaeus says, "Well, I'm blind, I'd like to be healed." And Jesus just says to him, "Go, because your faith has healed you." And it says that immediately Bartimaeus got his sight back. And the interesting thing is, it says he then followed Jesus along the road. So unlike in a lot of the other healing stories that we've read about in the Bible, Bartimaeus actually stays and he follows Jesus. He doesn't go off to tell everybody what's happened. He stays and follows him. So what can we pick up from this story of Jesus healing a blind man? Well, there's a few things we can look at here. It says that Bartimaeus was sat at the side of the road begging. So in no way was he regarded as an important or a prominent person. And then when he was shouting, the crowd around him were telling him to shut up and to be quiet. But even though the crowd were telling him to be quiet, Jesus heard his calls. So what this says to me is, no matter what we might think of ourselves, we might think of ourselves as the lowest of the low. If we call out, Jesus will hear us. And also not to be put off by people around us, like in the crowd. We're telling Bartimaeus to be quiet and to shut up. And I'm sure we've all had times in our lives when we've called out to Jesus and people around us are saying, "Oh, don't worry about that, don't bother about that, be quiet, Jesus won't hear you." And also it says to us, when we have faith in Jesus, things can happen. Now, it might take time. When Bartimaeus was calling out to Jesus in the crowd, Jesus didn't hear him the first time he called. He kept calling and calling. Now, we don't know if that was for a couple of minutes or for half an hour or how long it was. But he kept on calling until Jesus heard him. And that can be the same in our lives too. We live in a time when everything is instant at our fingertips, but sometimes we need to sit and wait and have faith that Jesus will hear us to get answers to our questions. So, I'll leave you with a couple of questions today. One is, what do you need to call out to Jesus for at this moment in time? Have a think about it. It can be something very big, it can be something quite small. But think about what you need to call out for. And also, how is your faith in Jesus? Do you believe when you call out to Jesus that he will answer your prayers? It might not be in the ways that you think he's going to answer them, but do you think that Jesus will answer your prayers? Have a think about that. And if you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the section below, because we'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you again on the next Life Words. Thanks for now. Take care. Be safe. Bye.